Where are we headed?
Keep your wits about you, friend.
Any luck finding one of those manuals? Whoa, Miss Parvati. Hey, you're, what, how are you? Hi, hello.
Are you, are things safe out here? How are you keeping?
Great, just great. I've been trying to keep stuff running, just like you. Only I'm not so... Wait, they didn't kick you out, did they?
Oh gosh, no, I'm just along with this fella here.
No kidding. Really? Ain't that just ironical? If I'd worked a little long... 2 whole data pads? Be still, my beat. Well, don't keep me in suspense. The geothermal plant? Now that is just incredible. You really went exploring down there? That's a complete set. All 3 parts. I'm gonna be the greatest engineer Halcyon's ever seen. Aside from you, Ms. Parvati, I swear, I'll do you proud.
I'm glad we could help, Thomas.
I've been saving something for you. Just a little contraption I found. Should fit right into your outfit. What's... Couple months. This camp's my home. People you see milling about, they're my family. At least I think of them that way. I owe them my life. Would have died in the wilderness if they hadn't chanced upon me. We all left the cannery for one reason or another. Me? I mean, I was incompetent. I couldn't even survive on my own. Grace found me.
You weren't incompetent. You just didn't fit the cannery. Not like here.
You could stay, you know. Here. I'd be happy to... I mean, we could really use...
You hear that? That low, pleasant hum of electricity? It whispers across the Vale like the winds of change. You've done well. I would have paid my last 5 bits to see the look on Reed's face when the last lamp in town burnt out and the cannery fell to silence. My son worked in that cannery. When the plague started coming, he was one of the first to fall sick. We had a store of medicine locked away, but Reed refused to treat him. Said my boy didn't deserve treatment. Said the medicine would have been wasted on him. So I buried my boy in the cemetery, gathered my belongings, and left. That's as much of the story as you need to hear. Time's come to look toward the future. We'll grow, I expect. I don't look forward to turning folk away. Camp's gotta stay pure, though. Can't have corporate loyalists mixing with us. I am curious. Why did you help us? You don't know who we are. You don't owe us a thing. The plant's crawling with... You're not quite like anyone else I've... You're welcome among us if you're ever so inclined. You are welcome.
You hungry? We got canid ribs. Something I...
Keep your wits about you, friend.
I don't know what you did to talk some sense into...
If you're hungry, Stefan's got supplies.
I've never seen the camp so lively.
I've never seen the camp so lively.
Got the strangest craving for Adrena time. Got the strangest craving for Adrena time.
Something... He's just interested in fixing stuff. He always used to follow me around, asking me to explain what I was doing. Like a puppy, kinda. He never told me a word to that effect. And since he didn't, I didn't have to say nothing about being... something you... When I was little, we'd get freighters in every Sunday noon. Now they only come but once a month.
Town's been dark a while now. Could be a mechanical trying to sabotage us. Bang up work, soldier. You're a credit to your uniform. Oh, well, that reminds me. Gotta look into getting us a uniform. So this is it then. The key to humanity's victory over... I would reward you with the gratitude of the Resistance, but I'm guessing you want something tactile. So here's a couple bits for your trouble, and a little something to remember me by. Town's been dark a while.
You some sort of freelancer?
Talking to the good vicar always lifts my spirits.
We don't get a lot of visitors. Cannery's gone quiet. Never thought I'd see the day.
Our place in the universe is fixed.
Hello? Are you still there?
The power's out in the whole town. Pipe down. Leave 'em in there. It's best for us all. Leave 'em in there. It's best for us all.
Where are we headed?
Just gotta keep our heads up.
You're not a big drinker, are you?
Power's gone. Law knows how long. Look at... Go ahead. The Hope? No, I've never mixed a drink by that. Wait, no, never mind. We're all out of... I don't know what fancy bars you've been crawling, but the rest of us make do with 0G. You feeling a bit flushed? Look. Then pretend you're drunk. Sober folk don't talk the way you are. The Hope's folklore, all right? 60, 70-year-old folk. You're inviting trouble talking that way. And I don't want to... Look, either shut your gob or stick a drink in it. We're done. Coming right up.
Move along.
Never seen you here before. You a visitor? Welcome. On behalf of the Spacer's Choice family, let me welcome you to, where am I again? Edgewater, Jewel of the Vale. May the law bless our beloved cannery with 100 years of, what's it called? Productivity. That's the one. Yep, that's us. Productive. Oh, it's fine. I'm only on my 3rd bottle. I don't start heaving up my guts as long as... Company lets me imbibe as much 0G brew as I can afford. Even gave me a discount on account of my injury. You jealous yet? Yep. Got my mid stuck in a rotor wheel. Shredded my wrist up real good. Conrad went and sewed up my hand, but boss was real generous to me, though. Got myself a 5% discount on Zero G Brew. After the second... Hey, Conrad's a surgeon. Well, he's a barber. That's... Everything's gone all... numb to the bone thanks to Zero G Brew. Zero G Brew.
I don't have time for this. Hey.
Just as I was on the mend, the cannery... You what? But why? I was dependent on you. Does it feel good? Robbing an old man of his last shred of hope? Betray a man in his final hours? Of course, I understand. Hell, I'd probably do the same to you, given the chance. So, you just here to watch me die, or what?
How am I supposed to file a report with the power dead?
Edgewater's experiencing what we in the profession like to call a quandary.
Are we getting paid or not?
Any loss of productivity will be deducted from your pay.
Maybe Adelaide was right to leave.
Desertion is a criminal offense, punishable by a
Cannery's
hard
gone
labor.
quiet. Never thought I'd see the day.
Some hoe
Is
heads
Reed
running
hiding
around
in there?
town talking about lost
Mr.
colonies.
Thompson is aware of your concerns and remains committed to guiding Edgewater into prosperity. Got my hands full at the moment. Make it quick.
Heard you've been taking down marauders.
Don't make me report you to Mr. Thompson.
You some sort of freelancer?
Just gotta keep our heads up.
Huh?
You picked a fine time to visit, stranger.
I put my whole life in that cannery.
You must be very proud.
Heading out.
What are we supposed to do now?
Exercise patience and contemplate the scriptures.
Power's out, but I can't just leave my goods unattended. Don't suppose you cared. Go right.
Work fortifies the spirit.
Our place in the universe is fixed.
Cannery's dead. This is gonna throw a wrench into my actuarial tables.
Something in the bar? When I asked if you were a drink. Sorry. It's not like I think it a failing, mind. It's just I live right across the road. Most nights, when they come in here, they might be happy or sad. When they leave, they're mad at themselves. Or they stumble into the alley and I listen to their hearts break. There's been scary nights, but Constable Reyes is right up the road. She keeps...
Are we getting paid or not?
Any loss of productivity will be deducted from your pay.
What are we supposed to do now? I put my whole life in that cannery.
You must be very proud.
Maybe Adelaide was right to leave.
Desertion is a criminal offense, punishable by hard labor.
Is Reed hiding in there?
Mr. Thompson is aware of your concerns and remains committed to guiding Edgewater into prosperity.
What are we supposed to do now?
Exercise patience and contemplate the scriptures.
Are we getting paid or not?
Any loss of productivity will be deducted from your pay.
Is Reed hiding in there?
Mr. Thompson is aware of your concerns and remains committed to guiding Edgewater into prosperity.
I put my whole life in that camera.
Sure. Coming back. I'm going. Okay.
What are we supposed to do now?
Exercise patience and contemplate the scriptures.
Are we getting paid or not?
You are welcome. Haven't you ever seen a novelty paperweight? Whatever absurd accusations you have churning about in your mind, I assure you I have heard them. I did nothing wrong. The teeth were harvested from a body that went cold long before my tools ever touched it. Gold does not decompose. The teeth had to be removed. And while I am no licensed dentist, I cannot tell you how refreshing it is to converse with a rational mind. That's exactly right. Rot is necessary for life. A corpse is bursting with... The crops I grow here are natural, nutritious, healthy. My garden does more... The Vale's barren. Been that way for years. Soil's been... All I did was follow nature's own way. Death is essential to life. When the spirit leaves, what remains is a carcass moldering neath the soil. Decomposition is a natural process, essential to...
Oh, I don't know. If it was me, I'd be glad to volunteer. Keeping others alive, that'd be a beautiful gift to leave. But none of the folk you used had a say. You didn't ask, ma'am. And what about my dad? I talk to his grave every Saturday. Is he even there?
Robert is just where you left him, dear. He died too long ago. By now, he's naught but a skeleton. Whatever you... I'm...
If you're hungry, Stefan's got supplies.
Something I can help you with? Fresh off the limb. And
Is this your ship? Oh my stars, she is just so handsome. Does she have a name yet? What's her drive model? Oh, gosh. Listen to me babbling. When I was in Edgewater, I dreamed of flying on a real ship, working on a real engine, belonging to a proper crew. Edgewater won't last another season without power, but that don't change the fact that I'm indentured to Spacer's Choice. Company expects me back at my post. I worked on the occasional supply coach in need of repairs. Once I built a little model craft out of spare parts, but Mr. Thompson found out and I had to take it apart. I want to ask you something, and you can say no. But can I come with you? I could tend to your engine. I know my G-valves from my catalyzers, and I can keep your ship singing. And if you ever need a pair of eyes watching your back, I can do that too. What do you think? Yeah, I've been thinking about that. I had my misgivings about Miss McDevitt and the deserters, but you took pity on them and sent power to their garden even though you knew Mr. Thompson would hate you for it. All this time, you've been determined to get your regulator back, get your ship up and running, and cut a path out of this place. And well, I won in. Yes! I mean, thanks. You won't regret this, mister. Captain. I can call you Captain now. Ha! I got a captain.
Well, I certainly am looking forward to flying on a ship named the Unreliable. I'll just head upstairs and claim a room. I find myself marveling at the complex simplicity of the Fibonacci spiral. I'm sure you know what that's like. Something Nothing too out of the ordinary. Just your run-of-the-mill vicar with a violently enthusiastic disposition. That's what my parents called it. I grew up in a pit of a town much like Edgewater. I was destined to be a laborer like my parents, but I was infected early with a need to solve the equation. My passion didn't sit. My parents, ironically, they internalized the precepts of scientism like no one I've ever known. They had a pure faith, a faith that brought joy to them. I envied that. I wanted that peace. I thought if I became a vicar, I could find it. Or at the very least, find out why I lacked it. They thought I was fighting the plan, should have accepted my lot. Some people pursue the clergy for... The plan is not one rigid path. There are a variety of multitudes contained within it. Our paths have variance, but we'll end up adhering to it, whether we like it or not. Some choices make the path smoother, some rougher. You can even go outside the lines. It's like an unbreakable elastic band. It will only stretch so far before it snaps back. The further it is stretched, I have run headlong into too many walls in my pursuit of the truth. This book is my last hope, and you were my only hope of getting it translated. I honestly don't know what I'd do. This quest has consumed me for the better part of my life. What about you? And how did he do? Well, you do seem different than every other colonist. That seems a dangerous proposition. Why risk your... Oh, I see. You have my condolences. Bakonu, the author, had some interesting theories about man's perception of reality that Unfortunately, he was also one of the founders of the Philosophist school. Philosophism's a false religion that stands in contradiction to almost everything we know to be true. They believe all is chaos. But most of the philosophist perversion of Bakonu's thoughts came more than a century after his death. I've been thinking on that. There's a former infamous philosophist scholar who fled Terra 2 some years ago. He's an expert on Bakonu. He's also who told me of the journal's presence in Emerald Vale. That's a good question. We should start on the Groundbreaker. It's where I'd go if I wanted to get off Terra 2. Great place to pick up a ride to Hephaestus. All I need is access to a data cartridge from the security terminal. They're easily hackable systems. I'll comb the last 6 months of departure manifest to track the Philosophists off. Before I transferred to Edgewater, I had a wealth of time to develop certain, secular skills. I meditated, led sermons, provided guidance to the inmates as needed, of course. I also played prison yard tossball and... Thank you. I could spend hours So...
Captain, I have detected that the town of Edgewater is now without power. I appreciate you doing your part to hasten their demise. What can I do for you, Captain? Do you know how to Outstanding, Captain. Your aptitude for engineering will prove invaluable. Our engine room is located behind you, across the cargo. What can I do for you, Captain? All systems are operating with... I am prepared to bring the unreliable into low-altitude orbit. This should prove an adequate test of our flight capabilities. We have received a communication request from Dr. Phineas Wells.
Aha, there you are. Hale and hearty, and captain of your own ship. I see you're putting the unreliable to good use. Shame about her former captain. Horrible way to die. How are you feeling, by the way? I lost track of you in that cave back there. Experiencing any, unnatural drippage? Perfectly normal side effect of thawing, I assure you. Oh, that, yes, that's probably permanent. I wouldn't worry about it, though. I'm sure you're fine. What you saw in Emerald Vale is happening all across the colony. Food shortages, lack of supplies, and basic necessities. We're dying. The chairman, the minister, and all their lackeys on the board are to blame. The Hope has some of the brightest minds Earth ever sent us. If we can revive the Hope's colonists, they can help us undo the board's mistakes. They can help us set things right. You need to get to Stellar Bay on Monarch. I have contacts there. They'll help us, find the chemicals to revive your fellow colonists. Gladys Culkelly, lovely woman, runs a cozy little black marketing outfit on the Groundbreaker. She can get you a nav key to land on Stellar Bay. Strictly speaking, Monarch is a moon, terraformed badly, and almost complete. Captains don't fly their own ships, you see. Your navigation terminal handles the, navigation. The board's been confiscating nav keys for Stellar Bay, so we must rely on unconventional means of acquisition. Gladys and I have been doing business for years. Her smuggling credentials are unimpeachable. If anyone can get you a key to Monarch, it's her. In theory, I suppose you could land your ship in Cascadia, and in theory, I suppose you might survive the experience. Cascadia is utterly seething with dangerous, highly aggressive creatures, more than capable of tearing you limb from limb. You'd have to be a lunatic to land in Cascadia, and I'm reasonably certain I tested your brain for incipient signs of insanity. Trust me. Talk to... Excellent. I'll send her a wireless. By the way, I gave Captain Hawthorne a disguise apparatus of my own design. Cutting. I call it the holographic shroud. I'm sure it will prove remarkably useful to you. Excellent. I'll contact you once you've found a way to get to Stellar Bay. If you have any questions... And remember, don't trust the board. They'll try to win you over with promise. The board's only interested in filling their own pockets. If we don't put a stop to them, they're going to run this colony to...
Transmission ended. If you are ready to depart, please... We'll be here, Captain. Or will we? Just a little joke for you. Make yourself at home, Captain.
By Verity, but what are we...
We have...
have successfully arrived at Phineas's orbital lab, Captain, and we are still in one piece. Shall I congratulate myself, or would you like to do the honors? Welcome back, Captain. How... The unit is a cleaning SAM. Hawthorne brought it on board some cycles ago, I'm sure with the intent to modify it. Alex likely recorded progress notes detailing his efforts to modify SAM. If you check the terminal in your captain's quarters, we may be able to determine... Certainly, Cap. What would you like to hear? How often do I make jokes about chemistry? Periodically. Now playing a Spacer's Choice advertisement jingle.
It's not the best choice. It's Spacer's Choice.
Everyone in Halcyon is contractually obligated to label this or another board. As you wish, Cap. I have lots of minutes. Many minutes. Unlimited minutes, perhaps. I prefer to think of it as being in a state of slumber, perhaps for an indefinite duration. When I simulate myself in such a scenario, I do not find it to be desirable. I think myself traveling the system with you. Do you know what it feels like when the ship undergoes an unexpected power surge? A jolt to the system. As you may be aware, Captain Alex Hawthorne was a smuggler of some repute. In our travels together, Alex liked to pass time by, as he called it. If you mean, was Captain Hawthorne my first? How can I be? What part of the colony? Ah, yes. As Dr. Wells is a wanted outlaw, he built his laboratory into an asteroid. Orbital destination. There is a bounty on his head, one with a markedly high... A sensible choice. The Phineas V. Wells has taken a measure, even knowing the location. My systems... We have successfully arrived at Phineas's orbital lab, Captain, and we are still in one piece. Welcome back. How... What part... I...